damage problems when I see these three heroes. I was looking for something a bit more explosive. I like the SF idea for the mid lane. So we'll see how this goes.
Yeah, when you've got Beastmaster DK, it feels like almost no matter what your last pick is going to be, you might have some damage problems.
Yeah. Supports don't exactly make up for it. SD can kind of be a magic damage dealer, so at least they've got that going for them, but I'm a little bit worried. If Miracle has a free lane and starts going off and they're not winning these other lanes, that's a problem. So I think Viking GG need to win at least like 2 of these 3 lanes and kind of snowball, push some early towers with DK Beastmaster and get map control.
That tiny little Smeevil that's riding the elephant or whatever that is, it's staring you down, Timbersaw. Monkey King wants to go wherever you're going, I believe.
He kind of shows himself. He grabbed, so 3 bounty runes for Viking GG. How's this lane swap going to go? Mind Control has found its way down bottom. We saw this lane musical chairs last game, and it seems we're in for some more for this game.
I'm surprised Monkey King just didn't, like, literally stay on top of the Timbersaw, basically, and just follow him wherever he's going. You go to a lane, I go to that lane. And he does so now. Fortunately, that courier movement speed lets him get there a little bit quicker. Weehaw immediately aborts mission.
Yeah, and Boom's like, there's a creep wave here.
In the jungle? Hey, buddy, you're the one I want to play around.
Yeah, and Boom doesn't want to leave these creeps, you know. He's like, I'm a core player. There's a creep wave. I got to hit some creeps. So until Shadow arrives, then he'll leave these creeps. Even then, he's like, nah, I can still stay.
So what if we dual lane? What are you going to do then?
Oh, everybody gets to play against the counter mid. This is it. Does this
mean we broke meta?
Is everyone happy with this?
Yeah, like how can Weehaw possibly pressure DK when Boom is there hitting the Timbersaw?
Yep. And how can Boom pressure Weehaw when Mind Control's there? I don't know.
And so, our core matchup in the bottom lane is going to be GH versus Celery. 2 acclaimed core players. One Grimstroke, one Tusk.
Celery is a complete innovator in the carry role, bringing in the Grimstroke. Played as a carry. Nobody's seen this before. Definitely look out for it.
We've certainly seen GH Tusk several times, and we've seen core Tusk as well. So GH bringing a somewhat new take on it.
Celery level 3 at 2 minutes in. Yeah, I mean, if anything, like you say, Tusk has been played as a core, can utilize farm pretty well. I don't think getting a fast like Soulbind on Grimstroke is something you feel amazing about.
Okay, but what if this continues for another 20 minutes and we get a fast Ags on Grimstroke, huh?
Okay. Make some, use it on Morphling or something?
Yeah, use some Morphling illusions, I guess. I didn't really think that far.
Yeah. I was like, where are you going with this, Cap? He's got nags. Is he a carry now? Maybe if it was like a Dark Willow or something, getting an Ag Scepter. That could have been the future. But we are seeing things continue to go in the clowny direction with these lanes. Mid lane, bottom lane is a kill. First blood picked up by Mind Control. You're not going to win the lane shuffle battle when you're against a Nature's Prophet. I guess that's what Mind Control is saying. It's like, you try TP around, get these lanes. Well, I can TP and then also have teleportation.
So he turns up right back to mid lane. Our top lane, once again, it's the normal lane. Shadow Demon, Beastmaster versus Morphling, Jakiro. How do you anticipate that to go?
I would favor Beast and Shadow Demon. I think Shadow Demon's just this very oppressive laning hero with Shadow Poison. We're kind of seeing Beastmaster have a better time so far, but I also think Miracle is one of the best laning players in Dota, so...
I think Shadow Demon matches up really well against Morphling, right? Because it's this threat. The fact you don't pop it is great, because Morphling feels like he can never go full agility.
Yeah. And then when you're trying to go full agility to maybe use some regen, if Shadow Demon's in the trees and he snipes you, suddenly your feet.
Yeah, that's a good point, actually.
So we'll see how it goes. Well, Boom's bouncing around. Well, he's like, you can teleport. I can do this. Fortunately, he can't connect between those 2 trees. Well, this is something.
At what point do you think... Like, I think at some point in time, Weeha's like, okay, this will be fine. I'm not sure if it's level 3. Maybe level 5? You'd feel a little bit better about the matchup?
Yeah, I think definitely level 5. Level 3, maybe the matchup I would say is at least okay for him. I guess with the item build he's gone for this fast boots because of all the lane swapping. That's where boots have more value. It's not a good item to have directly in the lane itself. I guess, I mean, it helps stop the Jingu stacks, but it's not something that makes you more directly survivable.
Yeah. So as long as Weeha feels comfortable surviving through this, he can give as many Jingu stacks away as he wants.
Bounty Rune's coming into play, and there's a fight up top.
Snowball onto Aramis. Aramis seems to be going for the TP away, and they don't have the damage. That last swing of Tusk's fist would have finished him off, but couldn't get it off.
Smart TP out.
I like their clan name. Boom.
Yeah, only 3 of them in the clan. These guys need to work on their team coordination.
We saw Ninjas in Pajamas. They also have a guild, is what it is. They also have a guild, and it's CIP, Chickens in Pajamas.
Okay.
Nice.
Showing
nod to their past.
I like that.
With a look to the future. Toby, he's going to be in some trouble here. The tri-lane with a level 5 Tusk is pretty deadly. 3 levels of tag team is going to be enough to bring anybody down.
This spell scales insanely well. It's one of those spells where it's like, I feel like the numbers on it just don't make sense almost. Like, it should be like 30, 40, 50, 60 bonus damage or something, but nope. 75 for every right-click damage, every right-click happening.
Oh, Haste Rune. Is this going to be enough to get the kill on the Boom? They're going to try and run him down, but they didn't get the damage on him before he was able to Primal Spring away.
Yeah, that Whirling Death must have been really close to hitting. He was just out of range. And he's going to use this haste to make his way down to the bottom lane, and Shad's going to be careful.
GH gets in front of him. The tag team starts going to work. The Treants don't get the benefit, but just between the 2 heroes, they are dismantling the DK. It's worn out now, though. And with just regular right clicks, the DK's Dragon Blood will allow him to survive. In fact, he even has a healing salve, so he'll go back up to full top lane. Miracle having a lot of stacks on him. Gets up to 5, certainly not enough to kill him. Aramis only being level 2, that Shadow Poison doesn't actually deliver that much damage, and Aramis will get caught here. Miracle and Mind Control pursue.
I don't know what's happened to his lane, but he should be... He needs to take more XP. There's some 4 positions where it's like, okay, I'm going to... Like a Shaker where it's like, you're going to try give all the XP possible to your offlane, but Shadow Demon desperately wants level 2 Shadow Poison, so... Surprised to see him not play a little bit more greedy in lane.
Well, they do have level 6 for Toby, so hopefully he can do something to make this sacrifice in levels worth it. I don't think it was the right play, but maybe they can do something. I imagine it's not going to be catching Miracle, but maybe you can use it to kill Kuro, but no, not even that.
Yeah, he got a little scared there. He had to commit into the neutral camp to pick up one of those neutral items. Sometimes neutral items can spawn at the slightly inopportune times, and that was definitely one of them.
They're going to catch Toby now. The Primal Roar is on cooldown. GH shows up again.
I like the way GH is playing. He's really utilizing the early levels and even farm that he got in lane. He has a fast boots, wind lace plus bracer, so he can be a bit more aggressive. On the other side of the map, Viking GG using that first Dragon form to be a little bit aggressive themselves, start pressuring this tier 1 tower. It's still full health though, so definitely not going to be able to take this tier 1 tower, but could get it down to maybe 2/3, half HP.
Well, it feels like Viking GG, they were kind of losing the game. They're actually up 1K net worth. The score is 1-4, but you can see their CS is looking very good. The 4 of them, because Grimstroke actually had very high CS from his initial laning against the Tusk. He's 32-4. Probably killed his fair share of Treants or something as well.
That's pretty nuts for Celery to have all this experience. He hasn't even skilled up Soulbind. I guess he's like, do we even want Soulbind this early on? Okay, now he does.
finally commits to it, maybe because he sees an opportunity here.
Yeah.
With the double soulbind, double stun, but Timbersaw's around, so there's no way they're going to get aggressive, right? Okay, they are. Monkey King, he's on his way. The two-man Inkswell stun, it's going to nail them both. Boom is now here to take control. He's going to finish off Mind Control first. Nails Kuro with
stun.
that boundless strike. They are able to get the kill onto DK at the same time, though. So sure enough, fighting into the Timbersaw does provoke some casualties, but it's a winning fight so far for Viking GG, and they might even get a little bit more. Weehaw at 4 stack, almost getting it off. Boom. Can he reach him? Aramis is there on the other side, but Weehaw gets to the high ground and out of sight before Aramis can hit that disruption. Now hits the boundless strike onto GH. And very likely he is dead. Only has a snowball to be able to work with. Top lane, we're gonna watch Kuro go down to the boars. Back over to GH as he's chased down by Boom pretty easily.
Yeah, you mentioned you want to see Toby utilize these early levels, and he's doing just that. He's being a bit of a lane bully up top. Needs to find a way out. We'll go for a TP, but Miracle's there up top to cancel it. Toby's trapped here. He does not have a TP. He's just going to straight die. Yeah, no way out except giving up your life. Miracle waveformed. Early adaptive strike, perhaps not expected, but he is level 8 at this point, so
yeah,
I think Miracle just saved a skill point.
Well, I think he used it earlier on the kill on the Shadow Demon, right?
Okay,
he was like level 4, so he definitely should have known.
Oh, nice play from Nigma to get that kill, and things settling down. It's still Viking GG favored. Other than Miracle, these Nigma cores not having a great time here in the early game.
So Dota Plus really heavily favors Viking GG. They're up by 2K. That's a decent amount for 10 minutes in, but not enough to warrant like 72% chance of victory here. Do you think that Viking GG's lineup, it just matches really well into Nigma? As we're going to watch this Grimstroke get gone on here. Turns around though, does get the Soulbind onto the 2. Boom is going to fight it out against 3. Gets off his ultimate, and he'll be safe in sight, but can he actually get a kill as well? He will. GH dies, turns back, doesn't see Mind Control in a good position, so he just farms up.
I think my understanding of Dota Plus win probability is it like bases it off like heroes and hero counters based on like pub game data. So it's probably looking at like some of the synergy between like Grimstroke with Beastmaster and Grimstroke with DK, and I imagine in pubs these heroes have really good win rates together.
Sure.
But yeah, it's definitely not that favored. Although Viking GG is just doing a really good job controlling this early to mid game. Boom has just been everywhere. He's just roaming around. He's level 10 already. He's getting hyperactive, and Shad, while he's kind of not had the same fantastic game of the Monkey King, he's still third on net worth and just using this early dragon form to push towers.
Yeah, I could see the argument for Viking GG being so far ahead is that it feels like Nigma can't really fight back. If the Timbersaw, they've shown a couple times now, they can address that Timbersaw, then what do you fight with on the side of Nigma? Because they've got a Fury. He doesn't really provide the most ample damage in teamfights. You can see he tickles Shad because he has Rock and all that armor. He's going to finish off Kuro, but now here comes GH, and that's the deadly killer. He cuts Shad down to size with the Whirling Death. Not quite enough to kill him, though. GH needs vision, and he's got the Snowball. He's got the Walrus Sponge. He'll get that kill, and now they'll run down Celery inside of the trees, spots him, gets that one, 3 dead, and a tower. A great fight for Nigma. Maybe I spoke too soon.
Huge swing. Yeah, I was a little bit doubtful of Weeha as well. I think given the start he had, it didn't feel like he was going to be able to just get back into this game all too easily, but Nigma just bring more numbers there, it feels like, more than anything. Boom doesn't come to the fight. I believe his TP was probably on cooldown because he was just staying top during that entire fight. And taking not just some kills, but a tower as well. Both Boom and Toby weren't there, and I think you can't fight with just one core and your 2 supports. You can see here on the minimap, Beastmaster and Monkey King are playing top lane. You just shouldn't be that aggressive down bottom when you're missing 2 key heroes. Yeah,
certainly. I'm not sure how itchy Nigma would have been for diving your tower, but if you go outside of that, you take the fight into a position where Weeha is able to catch up to that DK. It also seemed like just different game plans as well. I mean, we've seen plenty of teams at this point give up a safe lane tower for a superior position.
Yeah. And Beastmaster particularly is one of those heroes that doesn't want to be TPing back to like his side of the map. He wants to always be playing on the other side, playing aggressively, pushing these objectives.
GH should be dead here. There's no ice shards escape possible out of this one. But there is a push coming into the mid lane at the same time.
And that's the exact TP I don't think Beastmaster wants to make, but it's kind of a response to the last fight they lost.
Oh, Inkswell doesn't actually land on him, but Boom's on the other side of things. They know. Timbersaw in the mid lane doesn't have a ton of options to get out.
They've still got Roar. Dragon Form has some decent duration on it, so if they can take this tier 1 mid tower this early on, that'd be a huge pickup for Viking GG. At the same time, they also want to defend their tower, so Shadow Demon leaves the push, is rotating top with Boom close behind him.
We definitely saw how Nigma need to play with that bottom lane fight. They need to be able to move Viking GG out of position and take fights where they have a numbers advantage. But if they get caught like this, it'll be a serious kink in their game plans. And Mind Control is definitely dead. No chance to be able to teleport away.
And Boom just chasing him down, committed to shutting him down, and
they catch up to a Miracle. He's going to wait for him, and Shad's on the other side of things, but he doesn't have Dragon Form anymore. He may slowly catch up, though, pushed back by the Adaptive Strike. Toby not quite in range of the Roar. They give up on the chase.
Trying to use the Inkswell for that movement speed to catch up, but nice ice shot from GH to also help bail him out. 3-0-4 Morphling. This is kind of the one hope for Nigma this game, and I feel like their win condition is very simple. It's Morphling get super fat and carry the game, which is probably where some of that Dota Plus win probability was favoring Viking, because they've just got a much more well-rounded, balanced draft. They're going to be strong in the mid game. Even late game, they can theoretically deal with Morphling. If he's the only one with good farm, you're going to have a Monkey King who can just team fight, not even going for the Diffusal Blade, just feeling like he can go for this more early BKB, take team fights with it. And DK Beastmaster, two heroes that scale very well themselves.
Yeah, I don't know what it is exactly, but it definitely feels a lot better in this meta to have like 3 semi-carries rather than be the team with 1 hard carry.
Yeah.
Maybe it's just about usually the semi-carry team takes more map control and are naturally ahead, and we've talked about how comeback mechanisms are a little bit hard to come by in this patch, so just the winning team keeps on winning.
Yeah, for sure. I definitely have felt the same. I don't know if Nigma's plan was to have this like single carry, because I imagine part of having a Nature's Prophet and even Timbersaw was they expected these heroes have better games. So
yeah, true.
I think if you know, Nature's Prophet and Timber didn't have to play this constant lane swapping style early on, their net worth and games would look very different.
I love that Viking GG didn't back down from it too. That they just kept on embracing.
Yeah. It was kind of their undoing maybe last game a bit, was that they seemed to only semi-commit to it. Like, I feel like we saw Silencer win the laning stage against Timbersaw despite the fact all the lane swapping was happening.
Smoke up. Boom. He will lead the way here. Through the trees. They're going to pop the Dragon Form. Wait. Thought I heard that. Oh, no. Yep. There is the Dragon Form. He's going to blink on to Miracle. A vision of him farming up this ancient camp. And with an instant stun, he has no chance to be able to get off more strength. Now they're in a good position to catch more, but it's actually Aramis who dies first. He gets a little bit too close to Nigma with no backup. Maybe he's stalled their retreat just enough they can actually find some additional kills. GH is trying to position himself for a good ice shard, bump into the high ground. Does get it! Can he make it out, though? He goes into a corner, goes to the TP out. The stun is there from Shad, though. So, in the end, Aramis's death does get a 4-position kill, and maybe it's going to find a Kuro pick off as well. Shad blinks forward. Very few places for Kuro to run to. Breaks the trees with that Macro Pyre, but now they've got the Phantom's Embrace on him, so they know exactly where he's running to. Shattered Demon's going to TP in just to join his team. Can they do anything with this? Well, it looks like they're going to have to deal with lanes. A heavy push at top is coming in.
Yeah, they're going to have to back off and shove out some of these lanes, look for that next fight. They are more than ready to take these fights. Beastmaster going for a fast Spirit Vessel, not a hero you'd normally expect to see the item on, but I think they've recognized they're all in on the Miracle Basket, so let's just itemize for Morphling. The fast blink on DK, I mean, I don't think that's itemizing for Morphling, but it did allow them to, of course, pick him off and kill him before he could morph strength there. And the Spirit Vessel on the Beastmaster, the direct kind of counter item to morph, so
yeah, I like that Bling TK for a lot of reasons, right? In this situation, it worked against the Morphling. It's good for catching this Furion because they know he's just going to be at it non-stop.
yeah, it's in full split push mode, so You need all the pick-off you can get, as Nigma are just kind of trying to run circles around Viking GG. They haven't been totally successful in doing so just yet, but Mind Control is at least being a constant pest, split pushing the other side of the map. He's going to actually get a tier 2 tower bottom, and Viking GG, they allow this because they are going to walk themselves into the Roshan pit. Something I feel like Nigma do not have the heroes or the farm to contest right now.
Yeah. Well,
they're going to try. Actually, they got the E-Blade. That's the item they've been waiting for. So.
Yeah, they've come online with that, and okay. Roshan.
Whoopsie.
Aggro's, apparently, he had vision of Boom on the trees. I didn't know Roshan had that kind of vision type.
Okay. Roshan OP.
I guess so.
Yeah, Nigma hunting. Miracle is yet to show this E-Blade. He's still sitting in the smoke waiting for a hero to present itself. Viking GG, though, the way they're playing defensively, seem well aware that this E-Blade is a real possibility. They have to play around. Look
at Mind Control, too, so aggressively pushing in the bottom lane. As soon as he forces numbers there, then Nigma would be able to jump confidently at anybody who shows mid. But Viking GG have been very careful with their positioning, except for Aramis, who's going to be caught here. Disruption is only going to lead into an ice path and inevitable death, but maybe they can get a counter kill. Kuro very likely to go down here, throws out the macro pyres. His dying wish. Celery, though, gets and tries, thinking it's silence, building onto Furion, but it puts himself into the danger zone. He dies, gets run over by the Timbersaw. Now Toby, full commitment as he's going in, but he is being surrounded by so many heroes that his Beastmaster gets ripped up real quickly. Boom is gonna have to make his way through the tree, spotted once by the Ice Shards. Can they cut down the right one? He chops down for fear of the Chakram. Now getting off his Wukong's command, and now the Timbersaw's a little bit isolated, pushed away the rest of the team. But Weehaw is also very tanky.
Yeah, he's
Boom.
fine.
He gets his Jingu stacks, jumps down, and they look to maybe pursue, but I don't think they can confidently.
Yeah, this game's starting to look very different now that Weeha's kind of come online with this Guardian Greaves pickup. He's just a whole lot tankier, has that Dispel as well to play with, so as a frontliner, he's just feels somewhat unkillable, and playing against these two tanky strength cores in the front lines, if he can soak up the damage and enable the Morphling to do damage. This wasn't even the Morphling this fight. He shows up at the end. This was really just Weeha's Timbersaw destroying Viking GG.
They just did not play well enough. They got way too anxious to be able to kill Mind Control. Right? We had Grimstroke just running at him. Celery suicided to be able to get Phantom's Embrace. Then Toby runs in, and he dies to the Timbersaw as a result of him trying to run directly at Mind Control. Seems like Mind Control may be getting in their heads a little bit.
He's just he keeps showing himself like on the deepest part of the map. He was hitting a tier 3 tower earlier. He is not afraid to die to set up good fights for his team.
Dust will reveal Celery, but what's really nice is GH instantly went for the next hero. He snowballs on Aramis. Ice Shards blocks him in, hoping that will allow his team to catch up, but they don't. If anything, Weehaw has overextended himself with Spirit Vessel on him. They have the stacks up. Those stuns are going to fade away. Disruption going down, stopping the Timber Chain. They're going to kill him on his way out. He regens a decent amount. Timber Chain's out. Maybe that disruption wasn't the play. Now a second one going to be placed on the Morphling, slowing down Miracle's retreat. A Spirit Vessel on him. Boom! Jumping right in with his BKB, but Nigma quick to retreat. They know they can't fight this Magic Immune Monkey King. Ice Shards that blocks him out, but Boom, not taking any damage, is able to hop into the trees, goes into that river. Snowball threatening him. Walrus Punch up into the high ground. They do have the Morphling who's going to go straight for Boom and gets him, brings him down. The godlike streak is away, and Mind Control is somehow still alive. Shad, he couldn't finish him off. He ran out of damage. Does get him with the Breathe Fire finally, but at such a cost. Toby is run down, and I'm not sure if Shad's going to be able to get away either. Timbersaw's chasing after him. Celery barely gets out of the Ice Shards, doesn't get out of the Snowball. I think that's a bit too far, though.
Yeah, seems like they're going to back off here. Weeha's trying to still maybe mess with Shad, but he gives up on that as Aramis is a much simpler kill for Nigma if they can bring him down with the tag team.
Glimmer Cape. Inkswell on the illusion here. Snowball will dodge that stun. The Ice Shard still looking to block in Aramis, but GH has gone too far. Maybe Weehaw can collect the kill as he tries to get him with the Chakram. Turns back for Shad. Tusk living through it, but Weehaw unable to keep going because of the Soulbind. Double disruption will stall their retreat. They're getting some nice Shadow Poison stacks as well. Boom's going to be able to jump forward, going for Kuro. Getting those Jingo stacks up. The Boundless Strike held in place by the Ice Path, but Kuro's certainly dead. did create enough space for everyone else of Nigma to escape.
All right, things will settle down, and Nigma, I mean, the second part of that fight, the cleanup afterwards, was maybe a bit 50-50, but they convincingly won the initial outbreak at top lane. Miracle, actually, the one who turned into the Shadow Demon to use Disruption to save Weeha, was a nice little move from him. But his Morphling is starting to feel a little bit uncountered as this game goes on. Definitely a problem that it doesn't feel like Viking GG are going to have good answers for. And once he gets this Lincoln Sphere, suddenly you can't really reliably use the DK stun to initiate on him. Same for the Beastmaster Roar. A really good Lincoln's game.
BKB for the Dragon Knights. So that will help in his survivability against the Timbersaw, but it doesn't so much help his damage output.
Yeah, they've kind of gone very all-in on the mid-game when you're getting double BKBs like this. Even the Beastmaster's itemization, the Spirit Vessel into mech, very mid-game oriented. They need to find a way to win some team fights now, secure Roshan, and start taking towers. They've only taken 2 tier 1s so far this game.
I believe that was a double smoke. So Viking GG, they better hope to hell that this double smoke play was worth. See if they get the team fight they're looking for. Celery's going to show himself on the tree, and Nigma's not taking that bait. They're saying this 5 position is being way too brazen.
Kuro may run into them, but he's going to ward. He sees Monkey King.
Yeah, Kuro, he's going to be the one to break the smoke here. Does manage to get the stun onto Boom. Now he's going to be dragon-tailed up. A Soulbind onto Su with the Wukong's command going out. The Boundless Strike to keep him in place. The Prem Ward double follow-up. That's going to take out the 2 supports, while Toby is limping on just a sliver of HP. Pop the Essence Ring, pop the mech. He's good to go. And they turn back for Weeha. What a great fight for Viking GG. It was worth every bit of smokes they put into it. But if they pursue for more, they're going to lose their bottom lane. They are focused on this middle lane to be able to get these extra kills, and they will get at least 1 more. Kuro, who bought back, he dies back. They finally are going to try and deal with this bottom lane.
Oh, Toby's been caught.
But this is an opportunity for Miracle to pop back in. Shad, he's going to try and bail him out with a Dragon Tail stun. Once again, the Essence Ring is keeping Toby alive. Glimmer Cake, but they already have the dust out from the Tusk, and they also get Celery. Now it's Shad by himself. Once again, he's trying. He sees low health heroes. Can he actually get any kills? GH is low. The Breathe Fire clips him and gets him.
Nice from Viking GG. They don't overcommit on Kuro at his Jakiro. He's the one that kind of pops the smoke, runs in, uses the Ice Path on the Monkey King. And if they throw any more spells at the Jakiro there after the Dragon Tail, things could have gone really bad for them. But they saved the Soulbind. They got the backlines who was coming in after Kuro, get a double roar off, and that wins Nigma the fight. The fact that this Tusk cannot use his Snowball when he's soulbound just ruins that fight for Nigma.
Miracle, pretty quick, did activate the Strike Ward before that first stun came in, but it may not matter. Quite low, no chance. Double silence is up. Weeha unable to get away as well. He dies right next to Miracle. Viking GG back to back. Team fight wins, and they continue the pressure. Screw Roshan. They look for extra hero kills. Mind Control is going to try and take the most advantage out of that. He's already done a good amount of damage to the bottom tier 3, and now he's going to take the top tier 2.
And we're starting to see some of the problems when you're all in on just this one hero, the Morphling. Nature's problem, I think, is making all these nice moves when they lose these fights to split push waves, but has gone for a very utility-driven build. The drums, the Vlads, doesn't actually have much in the way of right-click damage, but we'll see if they can put together that big team fight around the beefed-up Morphling, because Viking GG likely to get themselves an Aegis here. And that's going to make this game really tricky for Nigma.
Viking GG are certainly doing a great job of that bend, don't break playstyle, where they do let the Furion do some split pushing. He hasn't actually taken a tier 3 just yet, and they're winning fights. They sacrificed like 500 HP on a tier 3 at one point to be able to win a fight. Then they win another one, but it costs them a little bit more. At some point in time, though, they will be able to break Nigma. And once they're far enough ahead, maybe with this Aegis, it's going to be them who say, okay, you want to push bottom lane? We're going to go high ground. Yeah. What do you think about that?
And they're just hitting their next big item timings, the MKB coming out on Monkey King. He's also hit level 20, so damage output is starting to amp up for Viking GG, who with an Aegis are very much interested in, like you say, trying to go high ground and just giving up as little as possible to mind control with his split push.
Another potential problem. As this game goes later, higher levels, these pickoffs, they last longer. 40
Yep.
seconds on the clock for Kuro. Just imagine if that was a Nature's Prophet that gets caught.
Absolutely. You can't afford to make these split pushing trades or supports. Hey, I found a smoke gank. The later the game goes, those can become so much costlier.
It's twice now that Weeha's Whirling Death has been just shy of being able to hit the Monkey King. He barely prevents knocking him down from the tree, but it didn't matter anyway. He still got out. Both teams getting a quickening charm for their third round of neutral items.
Seems like Viking GG have had enough and want to address the split push problem, and they're going to run right into Miracle here.
Who shows himself on the outpost, thinking he was going to be able to get the pick off on his support, but the truth is the full team was there, and it doesn't matter if he more strength. I believe he's got way too many heroes, way too many stuns. He will go down again. 28-20 now. 30 minutes in. Viking GG lead.
Yeah, he was hiding in the trees just to try and secure the outpost for the 30-minute mark, but that seems a bit ambitious considering Viking GG were showing on none of the 3 lanes pushing them out. And kill to kill, they find Kuro next. They just
Did they finally get him? Toby! Is he in range? He doesn't have his Primal Roar, but he's just going to keep sight of mind control, making sure that they might just be able to move the heroes in. Monkey King is going to join him. GH is going to turn around onto Toby, but they've got the Soul Bind, locking down the 2 of them. They will finish off Toby, but Boom is here to get the more critical kill in mind control and maybe a +1. GH, no stun. The Boundless Strike still on cooldown, so he does get out. 1 minute without that pesky split-pushing Nature's Prophet. See what kind of map control Viking GG can get during that time.
Feels like for the first time they may actually be able to push out these side lanes. Both top and bottom are being constantly pressured by mind control whenever he's alive, so here's a few minutes to push these lanes out and theoretically go for some kind of a high ground push. They've still got a decent duration left on this Aegis. 2 full minutes to take a team fight or to poke at the high ground here. Not easy to do against Jakiro. Macropire, one of the best support spells to use against these pushes, so I don't think you can just try 5-man down a lane and go for some kind of a high ground play. Firstly, there's tier 2 towers and even a tier 1 bottom to go through first.
Yeah, we just gotta try and slowly get more and more offensive wards and chip away at some of these outer objectives first, and looks like that's what Boom's doing at bottom right now. Shad, having used his dragon form, will aid him. Not that he needs it though, maybe they can get both towers bottom. While Mind Control struggles to push in that top lane fast enough to force Viking GG away from objectives.
Tier 2 tower will go down uncontested. Nigma have no interest in fighting into the Aegis, so they see Monkey bottom. They're headed towards the top side of the map. They're trying to get some aggressive vision down, find some kills here, but once that Monkey and DK take the tier 2 and back off, they're also afraid themselves once again.
Disruption, Monkey King, quick to jump in. That Ink Swell plus the level 20 talent means he can be anywhere instantly with multiple stuns. The Ink Swell, Boundless Strike, and even the bashes make sure that Weeha's not going anywhere to get an extra kill on GH. They're going to jump on a Kuro as well, as he's always a +1. The immobile Jakiro cannot run fast enough.
Viking GG's just constantly running at Nigma wherever they go. Any hero who they find is just being hunted relentlessly. Even the supports, the Shadow Demon, just diving in by himself. They find Miracle next in. This is a big, big kill if they can get it.
Can't stop, won't stop. Miracle does wait for him into the high ground. It's Mind Control. He's trying to push in top lane while the rest of the team is diving Miracle. It's a good distraction if Miracle can survive, but he won't. He dies by the tier 4s. And Mind Control may not win this battle with Toby. Thanks to the Spirit Vessel, that Vlad's isn't putting in any work. He's got to reset.
Well, if you force a Morphling buyback here or something, the game feels really good for Viking GG. They're ready. All it takes is just winning one fight, and yeah, you've been constantly having to deal with split push, but suddenly you're ready to just break high ground with the heroes and items they've got, and they're also going to pick off Mind Control once again, but no detection. I believe that's a fresh Shadow Blade that they just weren't ready for.
So you can pull that off once, Mind Control. Next time.
Yeah.
Next time they'll be prepared.
Yeah, absolutely. You really
Chad. Time and time again. Kuro, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure he's been dead longer than he's been alive in this game. And certainly, you combine stun times, he just hasn't played a whole lot of Dota.
Shad and Boom are just constantly, in any kill possible, they're just finding their way to it. Shad in 29 of these kills, Boom in 30 of them.
I told you, you can only pull it off once. They've got the dust, the primal roar. That should be enough to save Aramis's life and kill Mind Control.
Had to expect it, but he's just trying to buy some time, create some space. He probably looked at the side lanes and was like, well, they're going to push mid, and these side lanes are just not close enough to threaten with split push. Let's try pick off a support or something, but Viking GG were ready for it, and with Dragon Form back up, this should be the first lane of Rax here in the mid lane being claimed. But we'll see. It doesn't look like they actually want to go for this push. They may be afraid of Mind Control having a buyback, and I think they recognize, like, their late game is just far superior with their 3 scaling cores against just a Morph lane.
Yeah, when you've got 12k gold lead, it just becomes at that point about controlling the map and building, just not throwing away that lead, right? So you can let these opportunities a little bit more naturally occur. Eventually you'll get enough pickoffs that going high ground is just simple.
Yeah, it used to be that you wanted to, like, try and take a tier 3 tower so you could kill outposts, but now the new outposts that you just kind of gain control of on either side of the map, they're not permanently under your control. There's no longer this sense of, okay, let's break a tier 3 tower then fall back for outposts. It's like, okay, let's just use this outpost control to control the map, outfarm them, get bounty runes, and increase our lead.
Well, I don't know if I was a fan of, like, the shrine unlocking thing and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I was kind of a fan of there being a mechanism to reward teams for taking the tier 3.
Absolutely.
Just because otherwise sometimes it feels like teams are like, tier 3 is hard to push into, and we don't get anything if we only get the tier 3, so let's just build up a bigger lead.
Yeah, I mean, you see games like this, and if this was that old patch, they probably try and take a tier 3 tower because they want to control Roshan, and a big part of controlling Roshan was killing those enemy shrines because you could just TP to them for Rosh fights. So with this, the new outpost that replaced the shrines, it's like, well, all that matters is having control of the outpost.
Yeah, just keeping Nigma locked inside their base and making sure you have the outpost and Mind Control. He's the only one who can really venture outside unless it's in a group, unless it's in a herd. And Nigma, they're going to 4-man smoke 2 Mind Control. This is the first time they've made a play like this, so it may surprise Viking GG if they go to gank this Nature's Prophet. It seems like they're pretty well aware.
Yeah. They are not taking the bait at all. I think they just have their own ideas about what they want to do, which is just play as 5 right now. But yeah, Mind Control is just baiting it up here in the bottom lane. The Radiant Vision is so good. The 3 wards they've got around this middle and bottom side of the map. They don't see any heroes. Nobody is throwing spells on this creep wave that's hitting a tier 3 tower.
Yep.
Teal just pinged that. He's like pinging like, what's going on here? Why is nobody using like a Jewel Breath, a Macropyre or something on this? That suggests something is wrong when the high ground is not being defended.
There's smoke somewhere. It's just a question of where are they at? Where have they ended up to? Shadow Demon, he's going to try and slow down this push. Nigma all of a sudden showing themselves. They're like, hey, we're all here. We're going to take a fight on your side. But Shad, he's not going to back down from that. He immediately jumps onto Kuro. Walrus Punch stalls up that kill on Kuro, and he's beginning to walk away. The rest of Nigma may leave him behind, though. It's a full retreat for them. Boom, he's going to chase down Kuroki, certainly, with the Abyssa play. He makes sure that he goes down. A blink on Aramis means he's got some extra catch. He gets the disruption onto Weehaw. Fortunately, Weehaw, there was no stun. He Timber Chains out, but GH is a little bit easier to catch. It's so hard to be able to juke a Monkey King that has like a billion range, but Mind Control is making good use of this distraction until Toby, he says, I knew what you were up to, Mind Control, and I'm here to put an end to your shenanigans. Mind Control trying to keep himself alive with the Blast Lifesteal, but the Spirit Vessel will eventually mean he goes down. 3 down on the side of Nigma, and now, is it finally time for Viking GG to go for that high ground? I guess we'll see. I
think so. Roche is respawning very soon, so they may, likely wait for that. It was a very long respawn, so they'll be scouting it soon. They missed it with the first shot of poison. Now they go in and, oh yeah, Roche is here. May as well. Dragon Form is wearing off anyway, so they'll probably wait that little window for it to come back. Quickening Charm's working really well on DK. I always feel like, in a lot of ways, these cooldown reduction items like Quickening are better for these like long cooldown heroes. Like I see so many people like, oh, I've got 3 spells with short cooldowns, give me Quickening Charm. It's like, well, they've already got a short cooldown.
Sure.
It the impact it has on something like an Exorcism or a DK Dragon form can be so much more.
Yeah, there's very little downtime now. It's 25 seconds originally, I think, with the downtime between his duration and Dragon form. There was 25 seconds after the Awakening Charm, right?
Yeah, I think that's after.
I had a brain fart there. So yeah, it just means they're able to pop Dragon Form a lot more freely. And we could see that discipline that we were talking about of like whether or not you go high ground and force the advantage now or you build it up more. Well, since then, they have gone from 12K net worth lead to 23K with a Roshan in their hands.
It's always hard to like brute force down a lane when the enemy's split pushing too.
Looks like they didn't know about that gem the Kuro had. Aramis, he's going to get caught here by mind control, but he has spider legs to cut through the trees. That silence doesn't make a difference, but Weehaw does. He gets the Chakram to kill Aramis. Now everyone else is trying to get out and misbound the strike. No stuns. Weehaw.
They've done it.
He slips away into the night and back into the fountain. GH does the same with cute positioning here. Looks like he may even try and cut one more wave or something.
Outposts both going the way of Viking GG, but mind control sniping some bounty runes.
Ah, look at him, GH. He did go for one more wave. And Shad, he
no.
said, I am willing to TP for these kills.
Yeah, that's been how they've kind of kept this and increased their gold leads just by any time Nigma split push, they just hunt those heroes. I think a lot of teams would have just tried to force high ground, but they're more than happy finding these picks.
Mind control. It was bad enough with GH dying, but mind control is so important to stay alive because he is the biggest source of keeping Viking GG on the Radiant side of the map.
Well, that will put them well and truly on the back foot here, and I think very likely we'll see Viking GG either running at some more heroes now or even starting to threaten high ground. It seems like they're more interested in racking up their kill tallies than trying to end this game anytime soon, and it's very much in their right to do so because killing these heroes is also securing the win.
Yeah.
At no point does it feel like Miracle's going to be in a position to threaten to carry this game.
Yeah, certainly not these tanky heroes with this much farm. They finally making the call. Shad approaches the high ground with Toby showing in the bottom lane.
Gets him with the illusion escape.
Nigma, knowing that Toby isn't here, are not afraid to poke at Viking GG. They do not commit, though.
Yeah, this is kind of a scary stage, though, with Viking GG. They've got level 25s coming into play, so super long Dragon Tail, super big Wukong's Command Ring.
So you want to know something pretty funny? Part of the reason GH got caught at bottom lane, his combo no longer kills the creeps. They no longer kill the creeps. He went the snowball damage.
Yeah.
That traditionally will one-shot a wave if you use both skills.
Okay.
However, a 20% nerf across the board on talents mixed with creeps naturally getting stronger meant that he left every creep with one hit.
Yeah.
So he had to sit there and bop each creep rather than just going boom, boom, TP out. And that meant enough time that Shad caught him. Maybe that is also what led into mind control dying. I don't know.
That's crazy. And it does exactly 600 and creeps have 610. I guess it would one-shot them up until, what, a certain point when the creeps, because they keep getting more health?
I think they scaled up at 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And that was the wave he went for. I think he went for like the 40-minute wave.
Okay.
It's the little things about Dota, man.
He needs some spell amp. Where's the Vamp Brace? There's a Vamp Brace, right?
Oh, yeah,
there we go. Carry that Vamp Brace. He's got a Fairy Fire instead.
Kuro.
This man has 15 deaths. I am not trying to overstate this when I say I legitimately think he has been dead longer than alive in this game now. Because some of these deaths are now being like a minute of him out of the game.
It's been and continues to be a tough one for him. Bottom lane, Toby's got a gem, so he sees mind control, I believe. Hawk goes out, Roar's there, Thistle's there as well. Blink, Shadow Demon was there. They were making sure there was no TP.
It feels like they're trying to beat Nigma into submission.
Yeah.
Sure, they could just knock him out, but instead they're like, no, I want you to tap out. I want you to say that you're done. That you're done fighting me. I want you to admit defeat.
they have shown zero intent towards pushing high ground. It's actually hilarious.
Like anybody could say, oh, I got sucker punch, you know, you just caught me on that one part in the jaw and it was lights out. It's something else to be held down to the ground, to feel the pain that forces you to go, I'm done.
At this point, Boom, yeah, they're just going to keep racking up the kill tallies. Kuro gets found once more. The godlike streaks continue. Oh, they're pinging in a tier 3 tower.
Oh, shit.
They're like, no one's split pushing. What do we do? Do we actually kill a tier 3?
Protection is still up. The creep wave will be here now. And Nigma, is it time for that final 5-on-5? None of their, well, top lane is pushing in. Mind control's up in 15 seconds.
Kind of also that stage of the game where one lane of super creeps doesn't make a huge difference. So for Viking GG, it's about getting megas or, you know, winning a big team fight here. So they're going to go for that second lane of racks, but they may also want to back off soon. They don't have Aegis in their hands, so they're pinging bottom. They're setting up to kill whoever comes bottom. Toby even TPs. He's got boots of travel.
He was right.
Yep. Mind control shows up. He's going to be very close to this. He'll see Treant soon, and then it's just a bit of guesswork. He's got the Hawk. I'm not going to send it out just yet. He does not want to show and kill those Treants.
Now, just imagine if he had gone for the... that's no longer a talent. I forgot it's Wild Axes now. There used to be that +1 or 2 Hawks.
+2 Hawks, I think
it was
even.
+2. Yeah, you could have 3 out at a time. Nobody went that. Or at least I only saw it once. Toby. Is this a kill? Is Nigma? No, the BKB activated, and Toby is no longer a hero they can go for. Abyss of Blade is going to be able to catch up to Jakiro. Snowball is only going to buy GH so much time. He is right in the middle of the Wukong's command. The cores, however...
They've got Nags on Shadow Demon. They're breaking Timbersoul's passive.
Oh, no.
He gets it back, but it's too late.
Yikes. 34,000 net worth lead. Nigma are resilient, though.
Yeah,
they say we could still do it.
They're holding on.
I still got some life in me. One more round. Let's go.
And maybe Viking GG's like, all right, we need one more Aegis. Let's let's chill a bit.
We got some good Aghanim scepters, you know. You get those from Roshan.
Absolutely. DK, more than happy to farm an Axe. Even Monkeys is like decent.
Level 30 talents.
Into the enemy base they go. Smoked up. Getting to work on a tier 3 tower. They realize, like, okay, we killed some heroes. We may as well break the base. But Nigma buying back on Timbersaw. And I think Viking GG have to realize how convincingly they're winning these fights and just be like, it doesn't matter if they have 5 alive. We could still go high ground. At least you'd think so. Like, that's what would be going through my head is like, have we lost a fight in like the last 25, 30 minutes? I don't think so.
I don't think so either. When was the last time that Nigma got a kill? Let's look at the red dots. All right, the last red dots is Jakiro killed an Observer Ward.
They got a Shadow Demon kill.
Shadow Demon killed at like 40 minutes?
Yeah.
Something like that?
And the 2 dots before that were towers. So they've killed Shadow Demon twice in like the last 20 minutes, is what I'm reading.
The last time they killed a core was at, like 30. That was Toby.
So yep, it's next Roche. It's the Refresher Shard.
Okay.
For game refreshes or Ags. I guess it's kind of usually game dependent.
I think it usually depends on the game. I always prefer Ags because Ags is more fun.
Yeah. They have what? DK for Refresher Shard here. Monkey King.
X on a Weehaw. He's stopped in place before he can Timber Chain away while GH is already dead. Curl, well, you know Curl's already dead at the start of every fight, so he's gone. Okay, the course is kind of surviving. Miracle came back in, but all of a sudden his health is gone. The Soul Catcher, plus the damage that put into work from Shad and Boom. They are going to be able to bring him down eventually here. The purges from all those Aghanims from the Shadow Demon, they do some serious work. Miracle's just limping along at this point, but you know that Viking GG had the mobility to catch up to him. He's not getting out. Toby catches him with the Princess Knife again, finally puts Miracle down. Weehaw maybe TP's out, or maybe not. Dragon Tail, that'll stop that. A buyback from Miracle. Does, well, GH doesn't have one. Does Weehaw have one? He's still alive.
Look where the waves are though, Cap. They can't push.
Oh, God.
They gotta address the waves. It's
They
not
don't?
It's not like they're gonna lose. Mind Control's not even coming
No.
close to getting a Rax, but it's just...
The Princess Knife stopped his teleport. He didn't have a Primal Roar.
Oh,
they didn't have a
no.
stun, but he did have Princess Knife. Mind Control pops his BKB now, but it's too late.
Yeah.
He does have buyback. The other two do not. Viking GG. Okay, where are my ways?
Instantly TP's bottom to go split push again.
All right, maybe if we die back on Miracle, maybe they will finally call GG, right?
Yeah.
Right? 4 dead, no buyback. Boom
Yep.
is like, all
Okay.
right, and yes, Nigma do indeed finally call it. It was a slow and agonizing defeat that ended in a 47,000 net worth lead.
Yeah. 57 kills. Not many games in Dota 2 in professional